over here on this side.
All right, thank you.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Quite a lot of you here. Well, hello everyone. George Casey and I called this press conference today to explain our strategy and plans for success in Iraq, despite the challenging environment in which we operate. Our goal is to enable Iraqis to develop a multi-ethnic, multi-sectarian representative democracy after decades of tyranny. The American people know that this is very difficult, at the same time very important. But the recent sectarian bloodshed in Iraq causes many to question whether the United States and the Iraqis can succeed. My message today is straightforward. Despite the difficult challenges we face, success in Iraq is possible and can be achieved on a realistic timetable. Iran and Syria are providing support to the groups involved. As we look ahead, the question for the United States is whether we will acquiesce to or defeat the efforts of the enemies of Iraq. The answer to that question is that we should not acquiesce, but instead should make adjustments in our strategy and redouble our efforts to succeed.
Thanks. Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to give you an update on how I see the mission here, and then Zal and I will take your questions. There's several groups here that are working actively to upset and disrupt the political process. The first, Al-Qaeda and the Iraqis that are supporting them, have an active strategy of fomenting sectarian violence. In the aftermath of Zarqawi's death, they remain wounded but lethal. Second, the death squads and the more militant illegal armed groups are attacking and murdering civilians in the center of the country and have caused security problems in the central and southern parts of the country. The third group is the resistance, the insurgents that primarily fight us and who claim to be the honorable resistance to foreign occupation in Iraq. And lastly, as Zal mentioned, the external actors, Iran and Syria. And both Iran and Syria continue to be decidedly unhelpful by providing support to the different extremists and terrorist groups operating inside Iraq.
Andrew North from BBC. A question to both of you. Despite the progress you've talked about, elections and economic activity, you have a situation now where
the Iraqi security forces are in the fight. And in Ramadan alone, they have lost over 300 martyrs in defense of their country.
Your expectations as to what this country will look like. What can Americans expect from Iraq a year from now?
This is not a country that is awash in sectarian violence. The situation's hard, but it's not a country that's awash in sectarian violence.
John Burns, New York Times, a question for General Casey. We heard last week from General Caldwell about the need to refocus and adapt the Baghdad security plan, and there's been much discussion as to what that would mean. Can you address the question of troop levels and whether additional troop levels, if necessary, would be American, whether those